St. Martin's de Porres Parish, a pillar in the namesake community since 1968, was desecrated by a pair of armed robbers on Sunday night, shortly after celebrating St. Valentine's Mass. The congregation had already waned noticeably, only a few worshippers hanging around outside the church when two men pounced on the priest. Father Brian Christopher has been the main celebrant here, officiating services at the church for the past 3 years.
This was about 20 minutes to 9. And some of the parishioners were still lingering around out front, and we were cleaning up. I got the collection basket from the church, and I was walking from the church door, the 50 feet, whatever it is, to the parish office.
Lying in wait just outside a nearby gate were his attackers. While he had noticed the duo moments earlier, Father Brian thought nothing of them, thinking instead that they too were members of his flock.
And just as I got to the door, there was a hand that came in out of nowhere and just smacked the basket out of my hand. And I turned around and he had a gun. So I just started screaming, "You take the money, just take the money, leave us, take the money and go." And over the next, I don't know how long it took, maybe 30 seconds, 45 seconds, he and his friend were on the ground picking up as much money as they could, but also waving his gun around, telling everybody to get back.
Together they would make off with a little under $1,000 in cash and checks, tithes which had been voluntarily contributed to the church. This is the third occurrence since the Jesuit priest began his ministry at the parish. The previous incidents were break-ins at the rectory. Last night's attack, however, is a new low.
It's shocking when somebody robs a church and when people threaten other human beings' lives with a gun for $1,000 in cash. Desperate people do desperate things. But you know what? People have been saying all day, how could they? This is a church and it's sacred ground, and I get that. But, this happens every day at people's homes, which is also sacred ground. And this kind of victimization happens every day to people who are good people made in the image and likeness of God. So this is one piece of what's been going on each and every day for however many years.
The collection was to be used for a number of purposes, including the payment of salaries and other community outreach programs. Its theft will affect the social initiatives.
We use the money here at the primary school. We have 700 Lee Picnic here at the school, and so whatever we can do to provide services for them. So we have a literacy program here at the school, and we pay teachers' salaries out of that money. We pay for the upkeep of the grounds with that money to keep this place beautiful. But the money here that we get at the parish also goes to support the St. Vincent de Paul Society, which does outreach to the most indigent, so usually food and clothes.
A police investigation into the robbery remains ongoing. No arrests have been made thus far. Reporting for News 5, I am Isana Cayetano.